vying for international industry-led awards like the Golden Globes and the Independent Spirit Awards. Okay, kailangan ko lang explain to. Baka isipin kasi natin bakit ang laki ng focus sa Oscars. Okay. One, I need to contextualize this. The mandate of FAP, ang Oscars is just one of them. The large mandate is really creating a professional infrastructure and film worker support. But part of that ecosystem is understanding that in the global worldview, ang laking contribution ng Oscar recognition sa mga bansang nangyayari. Okay, may actual economic growth na nangyayari if a film wins or gets nominated sa Oscars. Post-Roma for Mexico, the audiovisual sector actually reached $7.3 billion in total value, and it created 77,000 more jobs. Sa Brazil, twice sila 2024 and 2025, it created a 15% growth in local theatrical attendance. Okay, from 2023, 2% lang yung raise nila annually, suddenly it became 15%. The local theatrical attendance. Okay, and then yung audiovisual exports nila grew to 19% annually after those two films. Set-generating tourism and cultural exports. We always highlight Korea as an example. Sa Seoul, they added Parasite filming sites official tourism promotion sila with 15% visitor increase. Can you imagine 15% sa national tourism? And then for Brazil, 53% of international travelers went to Brazil because of those two films. Okay, because of the recognition. Okay, apart from that, the soft power, obviously ito, high-profile Oscar lifts a country's global image, boosting tourism and exports, so cultural exports rin yan, pagkain, music, and all of that. National pride and global visibility, elevating the country's image, storytelling, talent, and social issues, resulting in talent awareness and spotlight. Investment and co-productions, prestige through streamer money, ito yung mga streaming sites natin, Netflix and other streaming sites, they actually invest more every time a country is nominated or shortlisted nga lang eh. They understand suddenly, ay, professional itong industriyang to. So actually streaming sites, they actually invest more. Right now, we have a really healthy investment in from Netflix. Dumadami ang productions, but can you imagine if we actually get shortlisted or nominated? And then, sa Korea, what happened was, when Parasite actually won, there was a 20 to 30% raise ng mga workers nila. Suddenly, they were more professional and more prestigious. Industry confidence, of course. CHOTC, nung South Africa, yung public film funding spurred more local productions. It actually was the birthplace of, after Hollywood and Bollywood, what's the biggest cinema in the world? Nollywood, Nigeria. Okay. Ang nanggaling ang kick-off dito is from the CHOTC recognition, and then suddenly African nations created their own ecosystem. Of course, the box office, Oscar bump, Parasite's US weekend, and syempre, but that's really mainly for the producer. There, that being said, last year, we actually, when we got our budget, we actually supported 4 films for the Oscar campaign. The government aggressively spent 40 million pesos. Of course, to be honest, in the global scale of campaigns, medyo maliit siya, no? But it's actually enough to actually support our local producers. Yung 40 million was given to 4 films. The 4 films went to 182 festivals and award-giving bodies, 60 international screenings, legacy media coverage. When we say legacy media coverage, hindi ito yung mga Facebook or SOCMED lang. We're talking here Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, actually talking about those films. To give you an idea, for the first time actually last year, nasa Oscar portal tayo not for 1 category, but actually 3 categories. Best International Feature with Magellan na nanalo last year sa Pilipinas is our entry. It went to 50 festivals, it had 2 awards, 25 targeted screenings. And targeted screenings are expensive in Hollywood because we actually have to entice guilds and voters to actually watch it. Sa Gold Derby, nasa top 15 contender siya, and then it went through 18 press interviews and Q&As. Press interviews and Q&As in Hollywood, they're not a joke. It's part of the whole industry campaign. Last year, andito po si Direk Baby Ruth, we had the best documentary natin sa Oscars and BAFTA, the documentary Food Delivery, which we also supported. Direk Baby Ruth, thank you for being here. And then, we actually supported sa best live-action short film then. It actually went to the Oscar portal then. Yung Oscar portal, when I talk about the Oscar portal, Academy voters who can't watch it sa big screen, they actually go through an Academy portal. To be eligible sa Academy portal, you have to pay and you have to be eligible. For the first time last year, we were eligible in 3 categories: international feature, documentary, at live action. And they were allowed to log on dun sa portal. When you include your film in the portal, that's $10,000. That's $500,000 pesos already. So can you imagine? And then last year, we also supported Song of the Fireflies. They tried to vie for best songs at Golden Globe. Okay, none of our films, will be candid, was shortlisted. But however, if you check the media reaction from Hollywood last year, they were starting to see na mga Pilipino ay nagiging aggressive sa kanilang mga campaigns. We had 3 films, a documentary was in LA screening for 7 days. We had an actual short film in the live portal ng Academy. We're actually getting good reviews from Hollywood na napapansin na ay nagiging aggressive ang Pilipinas. So next time we try to campaign ulit, they'll take us seriously. It was so serious actually when we went to Cannes last May. We were surprised we were actually featured sa Deadline. They were talking about how Philippines revamped the Academy to bolster Oscar campaigns and film worker protections. So we are starting to get noticed. Okay. Akin. Sorry. Okay. Guys, thank you so much. Mamaya po magkita po tayo ulit.
Thank you so much, DG Paolo, for sharing the vision behind a very, very important initiative. Pero syempre, one of the best ways talaga to understand the impact of a program like this is to hear it directly from our filmmakers themselves. Today, we will be hearing from some of the films and creatives who have benefited from FAP's support and who have proudly carried Filipino stories onto the international stage. Let's begin with Magellan, the Philippines' official entry to last year's Oscars, which continues to spark conversations among audiences and film communities worldwide. And to tell us more about the film's journey, let's please welcome its producer from Black Cat Pictures, Bianca Trinidad.
So hi everyone and good morning. Again, I'm Bianca Trinidad, producer from Black Cat Pictures, representing our producers as well, Paul Soriano and Mark Victor. So yeah, I guess very quickly, let's jump right into it for the Oscars campaign of Magellan. So I guess the way to start it is number one, to thank the Film Academy of the Philippines for the support for Magellan, and definitely we think it's a successful. We're one of the first successful recipients of this grant. So there. I just want to start by saying that Magellan is actually a 7-year journey. So by saying this, I'm sure the rest of the other nominees already know that to do a film like this, it takes a long period of research, a long period of campaigning. And even before the actual campaign starts, the film should be able to make its mark already in certain festivals or markets. And the way to go for Magellan, of course, we could not do it without our Spanish and Portuguese co-producers who actually worked on the film before we even came in with that. And of course, special thanks also to Miss Bianca Balbuena of Epic Media for also introducing this project to us. So yeah, I guess also to discuss, the necessary contribution, of course, of the Film Academy. Here will basically a list of the general spend on Magellan, but of course, it'd be good to discuss the two people that were also at the helm of this campaign, which is, of course, the director, Lab Diaz, and Gael Garcia Bernal as our actor. So, having said that, they have participated in several screenings, Q&As, and also were present in several awards events. So, Magellan has actually screened in several key cities such as Paris, Rome, a few cities in Denmark, if I'm not mistaken, and of course in Asia through the festivals. As you guys have seen in the slide before, it did run within like a span of 50 festivals, and actually that number is still growing as of this moment, and it had just begun its theatrical screening in Portugal. So up until now, people around the globe can actually see and watch Magellan. So going into the festival run, it was really important for us to have a strong premiere. So the film actually premiered in Cannes, and then right after that, it premiered in several other A-list festivals, including Toronto and in the New York Film Festival. And of course, ahead of our Cannes journey, the film was already taken in by Luxbox, our sales agent, world sales agent, who is very crucial and important to this journey as to getting, of course, our North American distributor, which is Janus Films. So allow me to talk more about Janus Films and their involvement, who have been the greatest champions of the film as well. You know, so as you guys know, Janus Films, the people behind Criterion Channel, have taken on the North American distribution for this film, and the film actually had a successful theatrical run in the US last January. So it's screened in Los Angeles, New York, Boston, Atlanta, several key cities in the US. So there. In terms of having Janus there, they were able to give us access to a lot of key industry professionals that we were able to work with, including Cinetic Marketing, who I believe also worked on the campaign for Parasite, and alongside other Academy-nominated films. So that's one of the PR companies, including Claudia Tomasini, which is a great PR agent as well. And in this way, Divergent also, sorry, thank you for the call out. We have there. So yeah, in terms of the screenings, like what Direct Paul has actually mentioned, there's a lot of money that goes into these like targeted screenings in LA, in whichever country that we actually show the film to. But it's very much worth it because it exposes you to the Academy voters that are crucial for this campaign. But going into these awards, it's important to not sleep on the rest of the other submissions in the Gotham Awards, in the Spirit Awards, and a lot of other award-giving bodies that Magellan was actually submitted to as well. So as I've mentioned, Magellan actually screened in several festivals, including Santa Barbara in LA, in New York Film Festival, and Lab and Gael were able to do very much, like, a lot of the Q&As there. Gael was even able to attend the Governor Awards to represent the film. So all of these things are pretty much important just to really expose Magellan to the public. I also want to say that the work we do locally is as important as the global work we do, because one of the requirements of the AMPAS to qualify is to also have a good theatrical run in the Philippines. So part of that is actually giving them access to how many cinemas it was screened here, and of course to how many people have actually seen it in its home country. So it's very important to take pride in how we actually promote our film locally before we even go global. So there. And you know, I just do want to say that it's true that there's Filipinos everywhere, because we've gotten so much support from Filipino industry professionals abroad. I would even mention Sir Ruben and Miss Janet Napales, who are such great help for the film. They were able to put together not just articles for the film, but also screenings with UCLA, because apparently the dean is also a Filipina and was really helpful to make this work for Magellan. And I'm sure sila Miss Baby Ruth also know about this. Another key person we also want to mention is Hill Tito, who's based in New York. So he's also Direct Lab's longtime friend, but also he's key to this campaign because prior or during the height of the campaign, he was able to do a retrospective for Lab at the MoMA. And things like these are very important just for everyone to know who the filmmaker is. And I guess lastly, I do want to mention that 2 weeks before the Academy voting, Lab, together with Lab, we were able to do a 2-week promo run in Paris. Not just in Paris, in France as a whole, prior its theatrical run. So why is this important? There is so much potential with like getting audiences to just gather to watch a Lapier's film. Because what we actually realized in this promo run is that 80% of the audience first Lapier's film is Magellan. So it actually has become the introduction for many people to be able to watch Lapier's film. And we think this is great because, of course, they would recognize this as also their first Filipino film that they watch. So that's very monumental for us, given that in France in general, cinema is pretty much alive. Like, we started screening there with having just 30 screens and ended up having 200 screens like a week or two after. So there you can actually see how big the effect of this whole campaign also is in terms of people's interest to finally, take notice of these Filipino films. So yeah, I think that's pretty much how I would give you an overview, and of course we can talk more about this during the panel discussion. And yeah, once again, none of these are possible without the Film Academy of the Philippines. This is a very great step for all of us to finally be recognized as a competitive space. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bianca, for sharing your experiences. It's really exciting to always hear from the filmmakers themselves and the creatives. Paano ba talaga ikampanya ang ating mga pelikula, lalo na kapag ilalabas natin, di ba? Tsaka Oscars to, guys. Alam ko yung experience dyan kasi I'm so happy to share an anecdote. Yes, from 13 years ago. Trivia. May ginawa akong pelikula 13 years ago. Entry rin siya ng Pilipinas for the Oscars. Anong title ng pelikula na to? That's right! Winner! Kids Quintana! Special prize! May lunch ka mamaya. Diba? So, I'm very thankful kasi para akong nag-full circle by coming back here and hosting this and to do it with the Film Academy of the Philippines. I think it's great because so many opportunities are coming up now para sa mga filmmakers natin, diba? Hindi na sila magkukulang sa budget para i-promote ang pelikula nila at i-campaign pagka pumunta na tayo sa Oscars talaga. So, please guys, sa ating mga press friends, we need you. Share the word para yung mga filmmakers, alam nila meron na tayong support na makukuha from FAP, diba? Okay, di pa tayo tapos. We also have another film that represented us. And this is a feature film. This is a feature film titled Food Delivery, which vied for the Best Feature Documentary for the Oscars and the BAFTAs. To share more about the film and its journey, please welcome producers Chuck Gutierrez and director Baby Ruth Villarama. Both of you, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Baby Ruth Villarama, the film director of Food Delivery, and Chuck Gutierrez, the producer of Food Delivery and editor. So it's an honor for us to be here, and looking back, it's such it's sort of surreal for us to come out from that space of censorship to pursuing the path of the Oscars, because this film is a hybrid of personal pursuit of justice for our country, and at the same time the need to express one's stand for it as a documentary filmmaker. So for documentary filmmakers, it's a bit different because you're not really entering the realm of the academy or this competitive arena to win awards. But there's also that burden to have an impact that is long-lasting beyond the award season. And I guess to just share the experience, the film was pulled out from the original festival that it was supposed to premiere here in the Philippines. Naalala ko nun, umiiyak ako sa loob ng Grab taxi. Kausap ko si Paolo Villanuna. Sabi ko, Paolo, I don't know where this film would go. I don't know. Kumbaga, it's sort of like blank and we have to start from scratch. And siguro it's a combination of miracle and I guess what the film did for itself. Because a good film will really have a leg. It's leg. Kumbaga, mensahero lang talaga yung documentary filmmaker. So, the film started its academy journey at Doc Edge Film Festival, which apparently is an Oscar qualifying festival na hindi namin alam. A documentary filmmaker ako, but when we got the call, I remember nasa harap ako ng puntod ng lolo ko sa Baliwag, umiiyak din, and then I got the call that our selection process is finished, but we saw your film, and we'd love to have your film as part of our lineup. And that was May, and the festival happened last week of June. So ang bilis nung facing na yun. And then to cut the story short, the film won Best Picture under the Tides of Change. So that meant an instant road to the Academy. So the road did not begin because we won an award, but we have to stick with our conviction that, okay, this film needs to stand. And I don't know if you've heard what happened, that even in New Zealand, the Chinese embassy there tried to stop the film from screening. So we're very thankful for the institutional support of, wala pa yung fact nun, because I think you're still, FAP, sorry. FAP is still trying to develop, but I can receive messages of support from Paolo that we'll see what we can do to support. And no filmmaker will ever reach the global stage without the support of institutions and fellow guild members. So I have to say thank you to Directors Guild of the Philippines, Foreign Correspondents of the Philippines, our friends in the media, journalists, because these are your allies that will really carry your film towards that international stage. And after that, I remember October, that's when FAP support came in, and we tapped the support of, so we confirmed our LA screening. So as Magellan producer mentioned, that the 7-day run is very crucial. So we're very thankful for producers like Ray Cuerdo from Sony Pictures, who came on board, and of course, Ruben Lapales and Janet, to take charge of the LA screenings. And then Lisa Liu and Winston from the MMFF, or Metro Manila International Film Festival. We don't know them, but they came on board and said, hey, I have a contact in Netflix Theater. Would you like to premiere your film inside Netflix Theater? And yeah, we went for it, and that became the platform, the premier platform to invite the AMPAS members. So they came. So it became a combination of strategy and impact campaign. So because LA, which is the West Coast, and then in New York, yung East Coast, nandun yung heavy AMPAS members for documentaries. So we became strategic for it. And then we did the 7-day run after that premiere in Netflix, and then Sony Pictures came in to support. They didn't acquire the film, pero sabi nila, we will spread the word to their AMPAS members. So we got good votes based on that. And then Hawaii International Film Festival also happened. So there are also several members who came there. And then doon namin nakilala si Tia Carrera, who's also an AMPAS member, and of course, she's Pinay. And we were able to find champions to carry the film forward. Tapos nanganak na lang ng nanganak yung screening, and then one screening led to another. Doc NYC came on board, so kaya nagkaroon tayo ng New York screening, and that's where the same name, Hil Quito, will be your champion for East Coast screenings. And he was the one who introduced us to different personalities, media, even Mrs. Lloyda Lewis, na apparently has connections sa UN. So again, because we're talking about the impact planning of the film alongside with the awarding campaign. So ginagawa na namin yun. University screenings, and then lawmakers and the UN. So simultaneous na rin yun. And then December 9, because of the support of the FAP, there was a commercial screening in London. So a UK-based distributor acquired the film for a 7-day run in the UK, across the UK. And then limited run lang siya. What's interesting about sa European countries, parang hindi sila nagma-massive screening. I don't know because our film is just a small film. Pero they started with, I think, 9 or 10 cinemas. And then they based the performances of that screening from that limited run. And then they booked the film again last May for a more wider release. Same in the UK as well. So I guess because of this kind of support, parang nagkakaroon ng legs yung film. And then ikaw, confident ka as a filmmaker na, okay, kaya ko lumipad dyan to do my Q&A. I can hire a publicist. I can host luncheon. And this is one thing that's important. If you can host luncheon, merienda, dinner for AMPAS members, do so. Because it's a very neutral ground to gather them. Not just to talk about the film, but for them to know who you are as a filmmaker and to establish lifetime friendship. Kasi most of them are human, who are looking for relationship. Yes, and they're most of them are very curious to know what stories are happening here in the Philippines, because most of them have no idea what's going on here in the Philippines. And the West Philippine Sea story is really such an obscure story for them, because of course we don't really make it in the global news regularly, maybe just flashpoints every now and then. But for this film to really reach them and know the human story behind the headlines, that's impact. So that's really very important for us doing this campaign. The publicist also, hindi namin ginawa, but of course, syempre, while you're doing the campaign, na-meet na namin yung mga ibang filmmakers are also doing their campaigns. So sila, they also have their publicists in different countries. So, iba yung sa UK, iba yung sa US, iba yung sa Amsterdam. Kami, since, we have to be clever and smart about our budgeting, we only can afford one. David Magdael, who's also Filipino by heart. And he was the one who brought the film to key festivals like IDFA, November, that's very crucial. And of course, he supported us with some of the get-together with the AMPAS members kasi hindi namin kilala. I'm an AMPAS member myself, but under the documentary branch, but I don't know the 800 members. Siguro kung may kilala man ako, baka mga 70 votes lang, o voters lang. Or ka-close, siguro mga 25 lang. But yeah, presence is very, very important. So, we're just very grateful that because of these connections and these relationships, you were able to access, and you will also encounter it. Your publicist will also give you advices na you have to be in this luncheon, you have to register. And this luncheon costs some amount, sometimes parang $1,000 per plate. Mura na daw yun. So parang okay. So hindi ka rin naman makakakain because you're busy going around being introduced to different AMPAS voters. And what's amazing about our experience, or maybe organically, the Filipino community will organically, naturally support you. I don't know why, but they will come up calls will happen, friend of friend, they will show up and they will introduce you to a voter na hindi mo kilala pero sila kilala nila. And because your story is also their pride, so they also want you to win. And I think that's the reason why we're here together, because we have to end those days of competing na dapat kami yung manalo. We don't need to compete against each other because we need each other to win, kung sino man yun. And we have to stand on each other's shoulder. So I'm just very grateful that I stand on the shoulder of the guilds that supported me, the cinemas that opened their doors. Sabi nga namin, when cinemas closed their door, God opened Rockwell. Because we didn't have a distributor at first. Nobody wants to pick up the film because they were so scared and they have business attachments with the mainland, China. But Rockwell said, okay, we'll open our cinema and you can do your premieres there no matter how many you like. So parang nabuo namin yung 7 days, kaka-screening lang, hosted by different groups, different organizations. And then Ayala came in, nagtuling-tuling lang. Berlin noticed the film, so there's this award, Cinema for Peace Award, that's given to people who have created impact in their respective countries. So that was a little bit overwhelming for us kasi nakikita namin si Hillary Clinton tumatanggap ng award. Yung sa Hotel Rwanda, may award din siya. And then for us to be recognized and for us to be given the platform to talk about our West Philippine Sea and see how they can support. So yung impact na nagkakaroon na siya ng fusion outside the festival realm. So that's big. And then we'll be going to Australia. So kumbaga beyond the Oscar, pagdating sa documentaries, long-term siya eh. So yun, may mga screenings pa rin po tayo this coming months. Australia and then UK, Toronto, Thailand, hopefully be part of the ASEAN. Kasi, if this can be a tool for peace, why not? But one thing I want to also share is the Academy campaign is composed of maybe 3 interconnected pillars, just to keep in mind. First is really the festival, as Magellan mentioned. Where you launch your film is important. So Magellan launched it in Cannes, we launched it at Dock Edge, and that gave us, I guess, a good starting point, foundation for the film to be noticed, for journalists, producers, distributors, or champions to see your film and how they can see how they can support you. The second is really the campaign and your strategy for it. There's no way to look around it, but you have to invest on the campaign and work with the strategies that will give value to your whatever budget you have. So it just so happened for us, we met David McDaniel from way back, and then even without the funding available, he started the work already as early as August. Kasi after Dock Edge, we won July. I remember he reached out to us and said, hey, we need to talk. Your film won. Who's your publicist? No one. I don't know what to do. Okay. Do you have a budget? None. Okay, let's see how I can help you. So we start talking and reaching out to people. The email blast, sometimes it works, sometimes they don't, because most of the AMPAS members, they receive email blasts from all films. So you have, David McDaniel is so charming, so what he did is a personal touch. Yun na nga, tawag, lunch, food. So we really used food as a team to really gather the AMPAS voters. And agencies fees. So as soon as we received the grant from FAP, automatically, nandiyan yung mga invoices. So lahat napunta na doon, and of course, but yeah, it's really a big help for us. And so yun lang. Maraming salamat, Film Academy of the Philippines. And this is the start, and I'm excited for the next films that will go to this journey this year. Salamat po.
Maraming salamat po, Direk Baby Ruth and Chuck as well. Thank you for your insights and sharing your personal experiences. Now, we move to our next featured project, Song of the Fireflies and Vox Humana. Let us welcome Division Chief of Film Awards and Events, Kins Quintana.
Hi everyone, thank you again for being here. So, sila Miss Girlie Rodis at sila Miss Rachel Alejandro ang gumawa ng Song of the Fireflies. Unfortunately, si Miss Girlie is abroad right now. So, i-discuss ko na lang konti kung ano nga yung mga nagawa nilang campaign. So, they did email blasts. Then, like what Bianca was saying, malaki kasi talaga yung mga gastos sa email blasts. Like, sobrang laki. Yeah, and then they had screenings. They had 5 screenings in LA. And then lahat ng yun is may receptions din after, may Q&A, and then sila Miss Rachel nga to discuss the film afterwards. And yeah, like the campaign is 3 months, like from September to December. So agency fees is monthly din nga nilang kailangang bayaran and all. Sabi nila rin, the lasting impact is lahat ng mga nakapanood ng Song of the Fireflies, they really wanted to go to Bohol to experience yung lugar kung nasaan nga siya. So aside from their aggressive campaigning is nakatulong din like film tourism and mas nakilala nga rin yung Pilipinas and yung talents nga kasi nga kanta talaga yung pinifeature dito. So nakikilala rin talaga yung talent ng Pilipino sa pagkanta. And then afterwards is yung Vox Humana. Can you pamunta sa kabilang slide? Okay, sige. Alright, so Vox Humana naman is a short film. It won in 4 Academy qualifying film festivals. And so, they really thought na kailangan nga talaga nating sumali sa Oscars kasi para saan pa, diba? And so, buti na nga lang yung Film Academy of the Philippines as hindi nga lang siya, hindi na lang isa ang kayang suportahan. Kung hindi, anyone that kung pwede and qualified is makakapag-apply nga and then makakabigay ng support. They did email blasts, screenings, and then of course, yung mga gastos pa rin as always is yung mga agency fees and then flights and hotels. Wala lang din dito si Alan Bergam, the producer, and then the director, si Don Eblahan. They are in Baguio right now. They are doing castings kasi magkakaroon na ng first feature film si Don. So we're excited for that as well. Alright, so that's my part. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kins Quintana, for sharing that with us. And sa lahat din ng ating mga filmmakers and creatives for sharing your personal experiences. I hope maraming nasakop na information ang ating friends from the press and media, and they can share this with aspiring filmmakers who want to make their films or who have potential to be the Pinoy Oscar representative for this year, next year, and the following years to come. Okay. Palakpakan naman natin sila, guys. Diba? They represented us. Diba? Film tourism. Para lang yung LU. I'm drunk, I love you ako. Naging patty ako. Yes, it's about me. Yes, it is about me. Pang konting commercial lang, diba? Para kasi napansin ko din when she said that if foreigners are enticed to come here, tayo rin, di ba? Ganun din yung nangyayari when we watch local films that feature destinations na hindi pa natin napupuntahan. Parang masayang puntahan yun. Gusto ko rin yun. We should do that more for foreigners to come here and make them spend their money here, di ba? Tama ba? Hello, good morning! Good morning. Okay. Nagpa-process pa sila ng information, writing all the details down. Thank you for that, our friends from the press. And now, after natin pag-usapan lahat ng process, how we can get to it or what work is involved when you become the representative, it's time naman to look ahead. Ano ba yung mga opportunities, guidelines, and support mechanisms para sa susunod na batch ng filmmakers na nais sumabak sa Oscars journey nila? To officially present the 2026 Pinoy Oscars Pursuit Guidelines, please welcome back DG Paolo Villaluna.
Hi, good afternoon then. Okay, thank you for the previous year's learnings. Actually, this is the crux of our press con actually today. we are opening the call for entries for local producers to start applying for the Oscar Support Program ng FAP in time for the deadline sa September ng AMPAS. Para for everyone's knowledge, yung AMPAS is the organization that actually runs the Oscars. So when we say AMPAS, sila yung papatakbo. So sila yung bigger organization that gives deadlines and all the guidelines. Okay, that being said, ito yung official guidelines for the Pinoy Oscar Pursuits 2026. Okay, for Best International Feature Film, okay, ang call for entry starts today, June 18, 2026. Okay, is your film eligible for the Oscars? This is for all local producers. Okay. Ang official national selection happens with FAP, so they will have to apply sa FAP, one per country chosen by Academy. Pero mamaya didiscuss natin, nagbago ang rules ng AMPAS eh. Okay. Kailangan ng pelikula mo, whether nag-festival ka abroad or hindi, should have a 7 consecutive day paid admission commercial run in the Philippines. Okay. By October, ang eligibility period is between October 1 to September 30, 2026. So, Metro Manila Film Fest films last December, are they eligible? They are. Okay? If they had a 7-day run in the country between October 1 to September 30, 2026, they are eligible to apply for the Oscar selection process. Dapat predominantly non-English, more than 50% of the dialogue ay dapat other than English with accurate English subtitles. Local creative control. Creative control largely is in the hands of the citizens or residents of the submitting country. More than 50% of the cast and crew are from the country of origin. This will apply to co-productions. Alam natin, the past 10 years, sikat ang co-productions between the Philippines and other countries. So, creative control has to be predominantly Filipino. Okay, common disqualifiers. Okay, when films have their first public release sa TV, sa streaming, video on demand, automatically disqualified siya. Okay. Theatrical run shorter than 7 days or split across venues, disqualified. 50% or less dialogue in non-English language, disqualified. Incomplete or inaccurate disclosure ng mga citizenship, credits, release info, disqualified. 2 years ago, the second Southeast Asian film ever in the world na nag-shortlist was what Thai film? How to... I'm sure you know the title. It was shortlisted sa Oscars. It was not nominated. But the next year, dahil the shortlist na siya, the expectation ng Thailand, manonominate na sila. Okay? Yun yung trajectory of a country. Kasi, nakita ng Hollywood, shortlisted the previous year. So this year, kung ano yung babato nila, baka pwedeng maging nominee. They had a really, really strong film. What is the title? Ghost Story, A Useful Ghost. Okay, it won in Cannes. The government put in a lot of money for the campaign. Sadly, it was disqualified. So, ganung level. So, then, we have to be really strict sa mga rules. Okay, ito yung selection timeline natin as Filipinos. The call for submissions for Oscars entries starting today. Ang rule ng AMPAS, the call for entries has to be public. Okay, it has to be public. Everyone knows it, the media wrote about it. If it was never public, disqualified agad. Ang deadline for submissions, and this is crucial for the media, at kailangan malaman ng mga producers natin, ang deadline for submission sa FAP is July 31. By July 31, they should have applied already. They filled up the submission forms, created all the dossiers. And then on August 15, FAP will announce its local shortlist. Sa July 31, we can imagine, let's say, hypothetically 50 films apply. We have to create, may pre-selection process kami. We will shortlist that to 7 films. That will happen on August 15. And then on September 2, we will be making the announcement kung sino yung official Oscar entry natin. We will be doing that in conjunction with the Philippine Film Month of FDCP. So that will be public. Why is it crucial to have an early announcement? Okay, if you notice sa mga varieties, sa mga Hollywood reporter, the earlier you are, nabibigyan ka ng highlight without having to pay them. Last year that happened, Magellan had its own page. Philippines chooses Magellan as official entry. The later you are, ang nangyayari, kina-club together na kayo. Okay, Philippines entries, kasama na kayo sa 100 other titles. And you're losing AMPAS voters pag gano'n. So the earlier you are, the better for the country. So by September 2, we will be announcing the official entry. And then ang deadline of submission, kasi nangyayari dito, FAP will now turn it over to the producers. I'm sure the producers who experienced this before, sila na makikipag-usap sa AMPAS after our endorsement. So by September 30 this year, dapat all their applications sa Oscars abroad, napadala na yung hard disk. Marami silang technical requirements, dapat napadala na yung hard disk, yung subtitles, yung pictures, all contracts of theatrical screening, all of that. Maraming mga eligibility factors. The producers should be able to submit that by September 30. And then on December 15, AMPAS usually announces the Oscar shortlist. I'm sure na napapansin na natin, every December 15 merong shortlisting ang Best International Feature and several other categories before the nominations announcement. The announcement will happen on January 21 and 2027, and then on March 2027 will be the official ceremony. Okay, note lang, entries start today, the deadline is July 31. We kind of want all local producers who feel like they're eligible, sana magpadala. Okay, submission requirements. 1, letter of intent for Oscars consideration. Number 2, filled up application form for Oscars. Number 3, notarized affidavit of creative control. We need assurance na ang production yung may creative control, including citizenship of the crew. We kind of ask all those details. Number 4, press materials, poster file, synopsis, final credits, director's photo, secure screener link. Including in the application is your capacity to campaign. Mamaya pag-uusapan natin yan. Importante ito for producers. We want producers to apply, but we also want them to be self-aware. Meron ba silang capacity to campaign? Kasi syempre, and I'm very above board about this, I mean, the community knows me, pera ng taong bayan ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. Kaya ba ng producer suportahan yung pera na yun para pang-kampanya? O depende lang ba siya sa pera ng taong bayan to campaign? That is unfair. So we kind of have to ensure na merong capacity rin yung producer to actually campaign in Hollywood. Okay, ang evaluation criteria ay una, artistic merit. I mean, it's self-explanatory, maganda ba yung pelikula? You know, we know how to gauge that. May objective metric system naman tayo sa cinematography, directing, storytelling, acting. Number 2, napaka-importante, cultural relevance. Does it talk about the Filipino identity, the culture, even tangentially, or the main theme of the film? Number 3, capacity to campaign. The filmmakers must have enough support and resources to actually deliver on the promise. Okay, yung capacity to campaign includes, I don't know if you notice, I'm sure yung mga cinephiles dito, the past 5 years, lahat ng mga international feature nominees or winners are kind of run by 3 North American distributors. Neon Films, A24, including Janus Films from that distributed Magellan. Mga big players then can be Kino Lorber. I mean, this North American distributors, they actually know the lay of the land. So, laking bagay for a Filipino film to actually have a local partner sa US, a North American distributor. Napaka-importante niya. Okay, so 50% artistic merit, 30% cultural relevance, 20% capacity to campaign is the criteria system for the pre-selection. Guys, pre-selection pa lang to hindi pa ito yung selected shortlist. Kailangan namin i-clarify yan kasi merong shortlisting system na in-approve ang AMPAS per country. Okay. Open call for all producers. Mag-a-apply kayo and then a pre-selection committee will filter it to 7 shortlisted films. The 7 shortlisted film, pagpipilian na ng National Selection Committee. These committee members, they were actually approved by AMPAS. We had to, ito yung tipong, I had to discuss the personality, expert ba siya of the field, and then they approve it. Okay? This ensures na these are experts of the field. They're not related to the producers or Film Academy. That they're independent personalities. Okay, they will be composed of Filipino citizens, have a minimum of 7 members. Right now, we have 7 members already. Have a composition of more than half the filmmakers, artists, and craftspeople from film the motion picture. Have members with no professional relationship to any films considered for the Oscars. Be bound to by confidentiality agreements regarding their membership sa committee. So, tatanong ko lang ulit sa media, any personality that says members sila ng committee, huwag niyo i-report. Kasi they're not supposed to do that, okay? NDAs are very, very crucial. There were instances I had to write justification letters sa AMPAS na ganito, ganyan. So, because they are, pag nalaman ng AMPAS na public na yung who the personalities are, it's actually grounds for disqualification siya. Okay, ito ang lagi namin guarantee and I demand this from the National Selection Committee. They actually sit down in a theater and watch all the films. As in, they are required to watch the films. Hindi pwedeng hindi. In fact, I sit down there and I make sure na yung committee members actually watch the films. Then, committee members will deliberate and choose the top 3 films by a secret ballot. Okay, the chair facilitates deliberations and doesn't vote. And then the committee will hold a second round of deliberation and voting based on the top 3. Or if tie ng tie, ganyan. In the event of a tie, the chair casts the deciding vote. Guys, I am not the chair. I am not part of the selection committee. Ang FAP, we are just convening it. Okay? So, wala kaming kinalaman, walang palakasan to, hindi pwedeng bayaran kahit sino. That's why kailangan anonymous din yung committee members. Okay? But each committee will have a chair, and then the chair will cast a deciding vote in case of a tie. The chair, accompanied by an independent witness, submits the name of the winning film to the Director General, me. Last year, after they voted, on video and recorded with a third-party witness, we opened the envelope at kung sino yung actual na nanalo. And I cannot do anything about it. Kung ano yung pinili ng committee, yun na yun. I cannot question it, I cannot veto it. There's no FAP powers na gano'n. Okay. This is the incentive for producers to actually join. Okay. If the film is selected as the official entry, you get automatic 8 million pesos. Okay. Now, if the film premiered in an A-list film festival, that's another 3 million pesos. Hypothetically, may pelikula ka within the year ay nag-premiere sa A-list film festival. Okay, there's a list of festivals, so that's another 3 million. If you win in an A-list film festival, that's an additional 3 million. Okay, if your film na nag-premiere sa festival, let's say Cannes or Berlin, may 3 million ka na, tapos pag nanalo ka pa, may 3 million ka pa. On top of the 8 million as the official entry. Okay, if it wins in the three main award-giving bodies, Cannes, Berlin, and Venice, that's an additional 3 million. Okay, ang A-list festivals marami. There's actually top 15 in the there's actually 15 A-list film festivals in the world. Okay, 15 lang sila. But the top 3, Berlin, Cannes, and Venice, that's another 3 million. Now, kung meron kang North American distributor, that's another 3 million. Kung yung North American distributor mo is actually an Oscar winner, let's say Neon, nakuha mo Neon, na-secure mo Neon, na-secure mo ang Kino Lorber. Kino Lorber last year, ang Kino Lorber is becoming a big player because last year they won sa Best Documentary, yung Putin film. Ano yan? Mr. Nobody versus Putin. Sila yung distributor and they won an Oscar. So, yun. Now, if your North American distributor has been nominated for an Oscar, another 3 million. Of course, kung hindi nanalo hindi na siya nanalo ng Oscar, minus ang 5 million, 3 million lang. Okay. Guys, we have to understand, we have to create these key milestones because, like I said, pera ng taong bayan to. We need to ensure that the producer in the film actually has the means to actually campaign. Otherwise, let's be conservative. Last, if the North American distributor has been shortlisted for an Oscar, 2 million lang. For a total of possible grant, 25 million pesos. Which is a big amount for a campaign. If a film, hypothetical last year, Magellan premiered in Cannes. Ang kanilang distributor ay Janus Films, which is a big distributor, na Oscar winner, was nominated. So it clicked on all the boxes. Okay, so any local film that can click all these boxes can get a grant of 25 million pesos. Okay, of course, until shortlisting lang to. Baka pwede tayo humingi pa sa gobyerno ng bigger money if the film actually gets nominated. Pag na-shortlist ka, we can say, shit, kung may shortlisting, may possibility na for an actual campaign for nomination, why not? Let's ask for more money from the government. But right now, this is our milestones budget. Okay, may bagong rules ang AMPAS for Best International Feature. Hindi lang sila limited to the official entry ng FAP. Okay? Ang films, pwede ka tumakbo as Best International Feature, pwede ka mag-apply separately apart from FAP if you click on these boxes. If you win the Golden Bear sa Berlin, if you win sa Busan, if you win sa the Palme d'Or sa Cannes, if you win sa Sundance, if you win sa Toronto, if you win sa sa Venice, you actually are eligible already. You can apply separately. Again, lahat ng mga pelikula na Pinoy who actually achieve this, we will support. Okay? But they will have to apply. So that means, example, this year, just for example, there's an official entry na isang Pinoy, and then another Pinoy film wins in time for the Oscars, so let's say Venice, manalo sa September. Okay? At gusto niya rin mag-apply ng Best International Feature, we will also support them. Okay, the idea here is the government will aggressively support a film that is eligible and viable to actually bring honors to our country. The honor has an equivalent economic return for our industry. Okay, last note guys, before we do a lunch break, tama ba? Deadline for submissions, July 31. Okay. Okay. Diretso kay kids. Okay. Guys, again, sinasabi natin, we are not myopic. We do not want to just support one category. Okay. Ms. Kins Quintana, our division head, will be explaining how you get support from for other categories. Ms. Quintana?
Thanks. Okay. So yeah, aside from the official country nominee, meron nga rin tayo, like last year, we have supported documentary, short films, best song, mga industry awards din. And so, meron ding tier system ang Film Academy para doon. Next. Thank you. So ang pwede niyang supportahan is yung feature film, katulad ng sinabi kanina ni DJ Paolo. Animated features or animated shorts, pwede yun. Documentary films na features or shorts, pwede rin. And then short films na animation din or live action. Alright, next. So yung timeline noon for selection, dalawang klase kasi. Depende kung kailan ang theatrical run dates. So, depende yun, magiging iba yung deadline. So, it says here that for the animated shorts, kapag ang theatrical run date niya is up to September 30, sa documentary din. Basta sa animated shorts, sa documentary short at sa live action shorts, kung ang theatrical run date niya is up to September 30, then the deadline is September 24 to submit. Kapag documentary feature naman, up to December 31, 2026, ang theatrical run date. So, pwede kasi na after pa is up to October 1 ang deadline. And then, animated features ay pwede up to October 28 ang deadline sa AMPAS. But of course, like if you really have plans to do it, you can submit na to the Film Academy. Okay, next. And ito naman yung incentives for short films, for docs, sa lahat ng mga other awards. Kapag nanalo ng Best Picture sa isang Oscar qualifying film festival, automatic 2 million pesos. Kapag nag-theatrical run sa US para nga rin sa Oscars, ay another 2 million pesos din. Kapag nag-premiere sa isang A-list film festival, 500,000. Kapag nanalo doon sa A-list film festival, it's 1 million pesos. Kapag nakasecure ng North American distributor, it's another 1 million pesos. And if the North American distributor has already won an Oscar, 1 million pesos. And so the total maximum amount is 7.5 million pesos for shorts and zocos. Woo! Palakpakan! Thank you! Okay, tapos, katulad nung kanina nga, we have to be maayos din about the monies that we are giving out. And so, kapag yung North American distributor has been nominated for an Oscar, it's 800,000 pesos. And if it has been shortlisted pa lang sa Oscars, 500,000 pesos. Alright, thank you.